Okay.
Alright, is that fixed at all? I've turned off everything but the audio mixer.
Okay. So we finally have a picture and proper sound. And it's only taken 22 minutes to get this working properly. So I'll mute this phone so I'm not listening to myself on major delay. Okay, so sorry about that. I don't know what was happening there. It was all working perfectly all right about half an hour before I started the live stream. So I really just don't know what was going on then. Okay, so that gives us, yeah, I might run a little bit later and then edit that stuff off. Okay, so this is the Sony I was alluding to earlier, and it's pretty, well, it's pretty crusty, but I know the yellow the white parts of this plastic yellow. Yeah, and it's got a great big Victorian license plate. Where are we? License number on there, which you can't see. And what else can I tell you about it? One of the... Which camera am I on? No. Yeah. So yeah, one of these straps things is broken off. It's got a very dodgy power cord in here, but inside it looks quite nice, quite clean inside. So we might get to that a bit later if we don't make any progress with this amplifier. Last week we identified the resistor that was failing, which was down, bring you right in, yeah, it's good. So this, I mean, apart from the fact that it's really awkward to work on with it in the now that's, where's that gone to? Yeah, so yes, it's this one down here. I don't know whether I can bring the camera in closer. I have connected up the third camera, but it's on a really heavy, stiff HDMI lead. So I'll bring this around. Okay. What are we on? 4? Is that 4? Yep. Okay, so we'll bring this around a bit further. Now, probably come in a bit closer, yeah. Yes, okay. So that was what I was hoping for. Just hope that the cable, HDMI cable, doesn't rip everything down, because it's really thick, heavy cable. A pretty old one. So this is the offending transistor, and we had a resistor across there, which was just burning up every time we turned it on. I might take the... Where's my bit of foam? Try to stick underneath. So that will lift it up a bit. Now, what did I do with the other? Oh, there it is, down there. So we've got this down here. Now I should turn on my solder gun. Ugh. Right, so that is on. This is one of those really old extension leads, and it's really stiff and hard to put it into the plug-in. But it's a good one, and it tests perfectly all right, so I'll keep on using this. Right, so we'll see if we can get down into there easily. Push this back. Turn this around actually. This is really heavy. Now, right. So it'll be, you can't see it, but it's down in here. I can just about make it out, but it's these three down here. Now, base collector emitter is written on the board, and we'll check the other side. Emitter collector base. So it's the opposite way around on the other side. Okay. Yeah, the wires on this are just that little bit too short. So I'll move that over there. Right. So we'll take this one out. We don't need that on 385 yet again. I did that last week, didn't I? Yeah, we'll take this transistor out and we'll see what's going on with it. Right. So it was facing that way, and what have I done with my trains? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we'll connect this up. Doesn't matter which lead goes on which lead. So we'll identify. Put this down here where it won't short out. Here we go. Okay, so that one is actually pretty good. Red being the emitter. So red is one closest to the amplifier. And yeah, so it was in the right way around. And it is good. So it's not that transistor. Now which value is so that is 757. And I was going to print out a different version of this, wasn't I, last week? So 757, 739, 737, 721, 723. Yeah, where was it? 703, 709, 707. Now, was it 757? Yeah. Why can't I find it on here this week? Oh dear, oh dear. Some weeks things go really well, and other times they just turn to mud. So where's 754, 759, 761, 749, 37, 39, 45, 47, must be, maybe it's in the other channel. 758. 746. Where is it? Oh well, we'll have a look at the parts list. And 757 is 10 ohms. That's right, 757 is 10 ohms. And it specifies a 1/4 watt, but I'm going to try and put a 1/2 watt in, if I can get it in there. Now, we had trouble with it last week. It's not in that bag, is it? It's in the little tray down here. Right. Little Bluetooth modules. Right, so it's one of these type. And I think it was this particular one here we're working with. Yep. make this a little bit tighter. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see who's in. Okay. Now, just actually no, that's going to be way too big. So I'll just put a 1/4 watt in. I can't find my little component lead bender. Now this one, so pop that in there. I'll solder this up. It's nice. Right. So that looks good. Now what we'll do is I'm going to turn it on without the transistor in it, which I know is risky, but we'll just bring it up slowly on the variac without any load on it or anything like that, so that's not going to short. I'm just wondering if this thermistor is connected the wrong way around, despite what the schematic is showing. And the board as well. So we'll take these little extra leads off, just trim them down a bit. Let that fall down, I think, rather than getting my fingers caught in there. So good. Right, what is this? No, that's something else. And that is too. I don't know how they've got in there. Right, so we connect it up through the dim bulb and the variac. So I want to try and measure the voltages on that resistor. This cable so I don't trip over it. And so I'll turn on the isolation transformer. And right. Get the multimeter ready and working. Why is it caught up in all this soldering? I just moved the solder there a second ago. Okay. Well, why isn't the multimeter working? Okay. Just want to check that diodes are in the right way around. So that one is down there. Okay, so that is still doing what it's supposed to do. Now we get on. Yep. Volume right down. Bring this up to 120. Check the dim bulb is working. Now it's only a 42 watt globe in here, which is a halogen, which is equivalent to about a 60 or a 70, I think it's a 75. No, we're not getting anything from it. I'm up to about 200. Yeah, I can smell it. Yeah, and that resistor is getting quite warm. So this is quite puzzling. The only thing those diodes are the right way round, and yeah, this one up here is two together, and yeah, the stripe goes to the right side. I just don't understand why that thermistor needs to be between the two transistors. So I might take this one out as well and just check this one. See if this one is our culprit. Come on. Right. Okay. Now we'll just see if we can get this loose. Come on. Might have to do a bit more sucking on it. Right, we're out. So we'll see if this one is the culprit. What I probably should have done originally is, whoops, not drop the transistor, but done a matching pair on these modern smaller ones, and because these aren't a matching pair. But I did test this particular transistor before. Yep, none of those are shorting, so we'll do this again. And it looks good. HFE of 95, PNP transistor. Yep. Okay. Now I need to go to the toilet, unfortunately, yet again. So we're back into Shakespeare Lamb's What's It? Okay, I'm back. Right. Now, nice. Yeah, very strange, this problem. So I might put this back in again. It's obviously working. And the leads while they're rusty down there. Yeah, it's just seems to be flux on the leads. So I'll put that back in again. Yep. Okay, so that's back in again. Now, the next thing I guess would be to turn this around. Make sure it's not shorting on anything. So that is quite far away from that. Now we're in diode mode. So we've got this that way. And that's a drop of 1.4. And the other way is open loop. We've got our tag there. Nothing, actually we'll put onto continuity. So nothing shorting there. And nothing shorting there. So this is all good. Can't remember whether I had this the other way around or not the first time. Whether it's been put in there as it is originally. So what can I stick in there? It's got glue on it, yuck. Is it going to work? Almost. But that's not going to allow me to get into the Yep. Okay. So I'll turn this around and we'll see what happens. So we've got quite large posts on this, so It's going to need a bit of solder. Here we go. And come off. Yes, it was just raining, just that very slight sort of amount. But at least it's not as bad as it was on Wednesday when I had to go to the clinic. And yeah, I had to catch a bus from here, or 5 minutes away from here, and that left at 10 to 8 in the morning. I had to be at the clinic, which is perhaps 15 minutes drive away, and of course it was absolutely horrible weather. Not that I am complaining. Because we needed the rain, but it was a howling southwesterly wind, and if I'd caught the 10 to 8 bus, I would have had to have waited an hour for another bus up there. As it was, I caught the 10 to 9 bus and got down to the interchange at 10 past 9, and the bus that goes up past the clinic wasn't due till 27 minutes past. So I decided to walk, and I was walking straight into the wind. And boy, was that yuck. So I've definitely got to get the car back on the road. And of course, when I went, when Repco finally said they had the little O-rings in, they were the wrong ones, weren't they? So I've ordered some more from a place down in Bairnsdale, of all places. It's right down in the far east of Victoria. And no, we won't do that. That's shorting out. So I'm just waiting for those to come. At least they gave me my money back. They were totally wrong. Okay, so we'll slowly bring this up again. So we're at 120 volts. And it's not getting that warm. Bring it up to 200. So we're at 200. And it's not getting warm like it was before. Right, we'll turn it off. And we'll put that transistor back in. And I think it was that way, wasn't it? Yep. Yeah, so the car is still in bits. So I waited, what, 11 days for them to get the part in, and it was the wrong ones anyway. So I wasn't all that happy. Now I probably could have got them up here somewhere, an engineering firm or something like that, because this place I've ordered them from is like an engineering supplies place. Why is that spitting? Stop spitting. Right. Okay. Make sure this doesn't short out on anything down here. Where's that other bit of foam? What did I do with that? This will do. Why don't you go down there? Okay. Right. So that is on. That is off. Whoa, okay. So we do have a short. Don't know whether you can see that or not. I'll just bring the camera around for you. Where is the globe? Oh, there we go. Right, so we definitely have a short somewhere in that channel. Yeah. So that is only 60 volts. Oops, no, hang on. I'll show you on the right camera. Yeah, so that is 60 volts and it's glowing like anything. So we definitely have a short in here. Now we'll see if that resistor is getting hot again. Yeah, so that resistor is getting hot again. And that was only on 60 volts. So, where's our schematic? So what else can be shorting out? Okay, so we've got we've got, was it 757, wasn't it? I think it was, sure it was on this side. There it is, so 757, and that connects into, yeah, that goes across to the other side. Yeah, there's a link across. And it also goes back to, yeah, way back. So it connects up to virtually everything. So I don't know whether you'll be able to see or not, but now with this focus, not quite. These focus pretty closely, these cameras, but move the multimeter back. Setting focus, can't quite see. Haven't got my glasses on. Yeah. Okay. So a resistor that keeps on burning up is this one down here. And as you can see, everything is linked in and it links across to the other side. And links into this transistor in here. And our main voltage rail. And is that a couple of capacitors there? Wonder if either of these capacitors is the wrong way around. That's a distinct possibility. So what are we looking for? I have to get my glasses off again and look really closely. So 705 and C219. So it's a 47 and a 220. Right. So looking for a capacitor. Down here. Where's C701? C705 and can't quite see this one. Yeah, oh yeah, 709 and 705. Okay. So they're up the top here. So that one, and is that it? No. So that one. And the one below maybe. I can change that one, maybe that one. Talking to myself here. First sign of madness, isn't it? That one. Now the first thing what I'll do is I'll change these back. On this thermistor diode. Yeah, so the coolant, which I spent a fortune getting good stuff for it, has suddenly decided that it wants to no longer be pink but rusty brown. So I don't know what that's about. Come on. Got some melted solder on there. No? Come on. Yep. So I'm hoping that it's just settled or something like that. So otherwise that'll be $80 down the drain, literally. Why isn't that sticking to this post? To heat the post up. Right. Finally. So now we'll see if we've still got a dead short. In that no, is it glowing? Oops, sorry. Yeah, it's glowing slightly. It's not glowing as much. Yeah, that's really glowing. Don't know whether you can see that. So we've definitely got a short in here somewhere. Sure, I'll put that one in the right way. That is opposite to that one. And that. Yeah, this isn't particularly exciting doing this, but tracing all this through the voltages, etc., when there is a dead component like this, something shorting out, is pretty difficult because you can't get the voltage up to where you want it, and the relay's got to kick in too. But so it's just a matter of really just doing what you can. I'll use this. that's it. And the other one. Okay, that is loose at least. And we will have to bend this one a little bit, I think. Come out. Yep. Come on. Is that the right component? Yeah. See it wobbling around. It ain't coming out. There it goes. Finally. Come on. That's it. Yep. Oops. Just touch the wires. Stinko. As I was withdrawing it. 47 at 50. And 705, 47 at 16. So that shouldn't be too much of a voltage hike. It's got a funny symbol on it too. So I may have put it in the wrong way around. Is it the plus? Yeah. So there's a plus on here. Yeah. So it was the right way around according to the So, and that goes back to H705, which is a diode 730 is H705. Okay, can't see. There's 715, 745. Seven. Yep. Is that? Yep, says H705. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere. Ah, there it is up there. So that is so the negative goes down to there, and it will go up to 705. So that's the negative. This is really odd, because the schematic suggests the negative goes up to this diode up here, so there's that little diode there which I made up out of the correct two of the values, so to equal this one. Don't ask me how I calculated, because it was years ago, and I can't see on the board how it would actually connect to that. So it's definitely not a double-sided board or anything like that. So that goes down to this one. So what I'm going to do is just put this back and give up on it for today. It's been broken for 5 years, so I can wait another couple of days. And there we go. Yeah, that is really curious. Okay, so that one's negative, this one's positive. Just really oh, very, very strange. Okay, so we'll unplug it. Try not to get the power cord melted on the soldering iron. And I'll put this on the floor. Then we'll go on to this old crusty Sony. Now, do all that. Okay, thanks Norbert for subscribing. Much appreciated. Now, where did I put that thing? Would help if I put my glasses back on so I can see a bit further than a couple of inches in front of me. Yes, behind me on behind the chair. Right, now I haven't tried this at all and I haven't. Well, I bought this about 3 years ago or something like that at a HRSA auction. One of the well, that's bent, this one. They're very odd. I have to straighten that out. So this side is bent and this side is straight down here. So yeah, you can see the kink in it. So we'll do this. Probably don't need that for the moment. Whoa, as the camera goes flying down on the floor. Right. So, knew I'd do that eventually. So that HDMI cable is a bit of a nuisance. Right, so we've come out of our cage. So I'm going to have to unscrew this. Yeah, this camera sits in a cage and it's got a nice grip on it. But I'll have to take this off because it's just really held in with this screw up here. I'll put this back on here. Good. So I've got 2 of these cameras, and I don't know, this cable is being stretched quite a bit. So I'll bring it back out. Yeah, I've got 2 of these ZV-1s. One of them is up here, which you're looking through at the moment, and the other one is on the side. And then I've got another professional SLR type camera, which is actually designed for video use. Okay, so back to business. And so we'll put that in there, and yeah, this thing is quite crusty. Obviously been a shed radio for some time. And yeah, it's got all these chips down here and things like that. So we'll move this around and I'll show you the So we've got this, all this chipping down here. And I'm not going to restore this perfectly, but might be worth getting it running. We've got volume control here. Doesn't seem like a switch on that. And we've got the tone control. And I think that's this on-off switch, maybe. I'll try it anyway. So it's on the dim bulb. Turn that down a bit. Not a sausage. We've got a band switch over here. Don't know where the it doesn't feel like a oh, would help if I turned it on. Still nothing. Oh yeah. So that's 220 volts. Put onto medium wave and see if we can get our favourite racing station. Not. Well, it's picking up 3LO or 774 in Melbourne.
It's been a dark day for Tom Lynch. It might be his last game for a while, depending on how he goes with the tribunal.
And we've got all our lights on here and the computers and everything.
They're all in. Live. Lure Travels. We're set here for race number 3. Ready? Racing, all stumbling out of the boxes was Tap Out Rusty and out wide My Machine using brilliant speed straight across the lead for London. Now followed by Ivy's My Diva Ethics. Going around them, Tap Out Rusty making ground. Tatiana, Glow Stick well back with Yoshida.
Yeah. So
All the way from Paul London, third Diva Ethics. Then Tap Out Rusty, which wasn't a bad runner in the circumstances. You show the tail ender, and the time it's a good run, 18:21. And break the winner, My Machine. Just
yeah,
on the outside into the first.
We've obviously got a bent shaft here. So that is actually shifting the main tuning.
Foreland and 6 Diva Ethics. That's Richmond, the third. We've got race number 1 at Gawler coming up. Albion Park in 2.5 minutes.
Okay. And the controls seem reasonably clean as well. Now, what else have I got here? We can plug it into. Come on. Here's another power cord. And that is really humming.
Sunshine Coast 2007. Stuff wins a thriller. Hard to catch. 10 to Countdown is still the leader. 10 to Countdown in front. Our Lord Money is coming with a shot.
Well, it goes quite loud. There was about half volume or something like that. It's humming quite badly. So that must be battery over there and AC.
Jamming up front, that'll help her.
So I'll unplug it. And we'll put some batteries in it and we'll see if it works on batteries. Yeah, these era of radios with the cardboard or the vinyl covered cardboard covering on them. So how many batteries does it take? Pull up ribbon. Okay. What do they connect to? Right. Nothing by the looks of it. Okay. Yeah, these cardboard covers on the radios were quite popular for a couple of years. And this has got Japan written on it, on the outer, in the vinyl. So I assume it was made in Japan. Out, are you? Yep. Okay. Big reveal. Ooh, okay. Oops. Right. So, I'll bring you down a bit closer so you can see. Wrong way. Maybe a bit closer. Yeah, it's got this big electrolytic there. They're all Tower brand, TOWA, and they're not particularly reliable. But it's only got that one, this one, then two smaller ones down there. So it's only got, and there's another one over here. So it's only got 5 electrolytics in it. And I'm surprised it's working actually, because it's got these horrible dome transistors in it. There's the, yeah, someone's definitely been in here and worked on this, because, yeah, there's the main transformer, and it's got the wiring all sort of done. At least it's been earthed. And where is that? Oh, yep. Okay, so there's the voltage switch. 110, 120, 220, 250. Yeah, it's pretty grotty down in there. Okay, so there's the ribbon. This isn't the original ribbon by the looks of it. Someone else has done that. And okay, so we need 4D size. And so here's 2 of them. And we'll take them out of the National, which we did a couple of weeks ago. This is complaining I'm taking the batteries out of it. Yeah. So that sits in there quite nicely. It's obviously been designed by Sony. It's got a Sony speaker in it. Yeah, okay. So that's on AC.
That's been off the scene since January. Goes the favourite way. $2.80. Ladies, these are bonus $4.80 stylish beast. All locked away. Green light is there. Race 2 from Grafton. Set. Racing. Goal kicker only fairly away. Best out. He's a bonus.
Well, it's working, of course. It's funny how it hasn't got a... It's just got an AC battery switch there and not an off switch. So to turn it off, you have to disconnect the mains and put it into AC mode, which is a bit silly. I don't know whether I can get both of these off. Yep. Whoa, okay. That was a bit dumb. Now this is sort of disintegrated. 3 little bits there. Yeah. So that will have to be looked at. Although those bits aren't big enough to actually... So this has been broken before. Just wondering what is bent here. I think it might be the tension of the string. Doing that. Yeah. So I'm just turning the fine tuning and it's just moving the dial slightly. Yeah, I don't think this is going to actually do anything now. It might.
Will bring us race 4, Bix 3 and 4, they're loading up well. First line's in, the evens come forward to complete it. And we'll be ready to go. Set at the 500.
All right. Okay, so it's 10 to 6. How many people do we have in the room? Couple. So what I might do then is see if I can get any further with taking the main board out and changing some of those capacitors. I won't change the capacitors today, but I'll get it ready for next week so we can jump straight into it. Got some gunk on that one. I don't know why that would be the case. So over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the main transistor, output transistors up there. Got a really big bunch of wires down there from the band switch. We'll take those out. Yeah, this is pretty rusty down here. And I don't know whether this pink wiring may well be original, you know. Because this red, although it's pink, yeah, I'd say that that's original. So we've got to pull this out, and we'll take the screws of the main board out. Until this is going to be annoying. That's just the computer deciding doesn't want to connect with the switcher, but it's still connected. So the software disconnects and then decides to connect again, and hasn't done it quite so much today, but sometimes it'll do it every couple of minutes. Okay, that's a black one, so that goes down the bottom right hand corner of the board. Yeah, this has been apart before, I can tell by these screws. Because normally when something is factory fresh, you get a really solid clunk as it comes off, but these are not doing that. Which I'm just looking at the main chassis, if that's going to be easier to take the whole chassis out rather than just this board. May well be. We'll see how we go. So we'll lift this up. Yeah, might have to. Okay. Why did that sound like a guitar? So the dial string must be connected to this still. So I'm going to put it all back in. Put this back in here. We'll take the main chassis out. Nah. Thought that would happen. So we'll take it apart anyway. And then we'll put that screw back in. So these are black screws that hold the chassis in. Yeah, this has definitely been apart before, which isn't surprising given the condition that it's in. Yeah, that one's not even, yeah, it's just been cross-threaded. Take this off, won't we? This is the screw I dropped before. There's another screw up there. There's something holding it down here. Oh, yeah, of course, the knobs. Yep, that was easier. Maybe. Yeah, it's got captive, yeah, the brass inserts down there, but not on the actual main board, so I don't know what they were thinking there. What is stopping this? Something, oh, I see. Got a lot of manipulation around bits and pieces here. There's the screw. There's, well, it's a couple of dead whatchamacallits, the millipedes. Where did the actual heatsink go? Right down here. Sometimes magnetic screwdrivers are useful, and other times they're absolute pain in the yuck. And this is pretty awkward because a funny angle with the ferrite above it. But I do want to put this back on before we go any further, because if I knock the wires or something like that, come on, in you go. I might even try a small screwdriver. Is that it? Yay. Right. So I'll do this up tight. And we'll have a look underneath, and I think it's around about time to quit for today. Even though that is going to be a bit of a nuisance because the dial is in the way, and of course the capacitors are right up the very top. There's this one here, the 470. And yeah, it's soldered down underneath there. So it's down in there. So that board will have to be taken out, but I'll leave that for now. Yuck. It's pretty disgusting down at the bottom there. Don't know whether you can see or not. Down in there, it's all yucky. Looks like something's leaked in there at some stage and hasn't been cleaned up, or yeah. I don't know how well this will clean up on the front. It's not actually pure white to start with. So this is pure white. And you can see it's slightly greenish yellow. But so the outside might not have been white to start with. This screw's going everywhere. So, okay, so I'll say goodbye and thanks for joining the stream. And yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate at the start. I must remember to start the computer and OBS software only maybe 15 minutes before the stream starts, because it, as I say, it was working beautifully prior to that, and all the echoing and all that sort of stuff wasn't occurring. So yeah, I don't know, we'll get it right one day, I guess. Hopefully maybe next week. Okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe if possible. That is really appreciated, especially since I've been pretty inactive for the last 12 months. So, okay, goodbye.